New this morning, Adidas has now officially severed ties with Kanye West, who of course legally changed his name to Ye. The German sportswear company is the latest brand to distance itself from him after a series of offensive anti-Semitic comments in recent days. Let's get a closer look at where things stand this morning. CNN chief business correspondent Christine Romans and CNN senior media reporter Oliver Darcy are here. So Christine, one of the things that was interesting is we have heard calls for days. It was, I believe, last Thursday that the ADL came out and said, hey, Adidas, where are you in the wake of these comments? Because after he wore that White Lives Matter t-shirt, it was only a couple of days before they said, we're reviewing the partnership. Is there any idea why it took so long for Adidas to say anything?
Well, and for a while there, it was Boycott Adidas was also trending as people were really discussing this. Look, this is a long-term partnership between the two, going back all the way to 2013. And Kanye West, I mean, he is a billionaire, according to Forbes, in part because of the tennis shoes that he sells that are with Adidas, this partnership. This is what Adidas is saying about terminating the partnership immediately now. Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech. His recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous, and they violate the company's values of diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. The company goes on in this press release to say this will hurt the company financially. They know they're going to take a hit. That hit is going to be about $246 million in the company's net income in 2022 because they do have such a deep partnership with him. No word if they're going to pull the products. I think that's interesting as well. And you know that he's had a sort of a divorce, a messy breakup from Gap as well over, they say, you know, differences in management opinions. Unclear if they're going to be pulling any of that merchandise either.
I mean, I found some online this morning. So it's still for sale. Whether that changes and how that all shakes out, we'll see. Oliver, as I understand it, you actually just heard from the ADL.
Yeah, the ADL is praising Adidas for taking this step. But I think if we look backwards here, this really did test businesses and show how much hate they were really willing to tolerate before cutting ties with West. It wasn't like he is making these comments in private and a news organization reported it out. He was going on these anti-Semitic rants in broad daylight. And it still took a couple weeks for these companies to cut ties and end the relationships with Kanye West. And I think the second question here is, where does Kanye West go from now, or go now? You know, it's hard to imagine other businesses are going to want to partner with him. And so the question is, where does he go? And the only business that's welcoming him with open arms right now is Parler, and that's this social media platform, which is a hotbed for right-wing extremism. And so it's really a tremendous fall for Kanye West, someone who's a cultural sensation. People grew up listening to his music, and now he's got, you know, just tens of thousands of followers on this really radical website, which he says he wants to buy.
We see some familiar logos there on the screen, Spotify and Apple, Christine. So we know, among other companies and organizations that have cut ties with them, CAA, his agents, Talent Management Agency, Balenciaga also ended its partnership with him. But there are calls online, right, from everyday people and others saying, hey, Apple, Spotify, others, you need to look at your relationships. Do we have a sense of what those relationships, I mean, are there really existing partnerships, or is it just that the music is available there, we think you should pull it off?
You know, he is an artist, he's a rapper, he's a designer, so he is a billionaire, right? And so he's got this long track record of products and music that is out there. The question is, I wonder, is this, you know, is there these calls to cancel him? And that was such a word is so loaded. There are also those who are saying, look, something is happening with Kanye West right now, and they don't know exactly what it is. I mean, what he is saying is it's
full of hate. I mean, there's no way around it.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And I don't even want to repeat it all. But they are, I mean, I don't know how he can go forward and forge any new partnerships. He is so erratic here and so hateful. What is the upside for any brand to tie with him other than, as Oliver points out, a right-wing platform for hate speech?
The other thing, too, and Oliver, just quickly on this, the statement from Adidas touches on this. Consumers have certain expectations, and I would say even younger consumers today are really holding brands to account when it comes to living up to what they say are their corporate values, right? And their efforts at diversity, equity, and inclusion. The fact that there was silence for so many days, has that already hurt Adidas, Oliver?
Yeah, I think there has been some brand damage because they just stood still as he was making these comments. Again, it wasn't like these were secret comments. they were happening in broad daylight. He was asked to apologize for them. Instead of doing so, he was unrelenting and he doubled down, tripled down on these remarks. And so, yeah, I think Adidas standing still for so long didn't do them any favors.
Adidas fires Kanye West, but keeps his Yeezys. Adidas fires Kanye West, but keeps his Yeezys. I want to say all praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And this lesson will be entitled Adidas fires Kanye West, but keeps his Yeezys. Now, that's not exactly what happened because they were partners, all right, and they ended their partnership with Kanye West. But that's an easier title to fit on the, that's an easier title to say. It's shorter, so that's the title we're going with. You saw the video in the beginning, right, on CNN or CNN video. And, it's just more of the same stuff that you've been seeing. These devils is basically after, they want to break you after they, it can't be a partnership where you have a disagreement, you go your way, they go theirs. And not just Adidas, I'm talking about with so-called white man Esau. No, he got to come after the money, right? Not only is he going to, and then he'll keep your damn design. So not only is he going to, blacklist you, get your contracts and stuff terminated, right? Get all your partners to drop you, but then he wants to come after the money that you do have. This is how we further know that this world was given into the hand of the wicked, because that is a wicked device to try to, you mean to tell me, so if he doesn't agree with you or he says something that you don't agree with, so now he should starve to death, his family should go broke. Anyway, this is from CNN Business. The article reads, the headline reads, Adidas will continue to sell Kanye West's shoe designs without the Yeezy name. So you get to keep my designs and sell my merchandise and just take my name off of it so you don't have to pay me. Is that what you mean? That's exactly what they mean. So here it says, from New York, Adidas ended its sneaker partnership with Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, last month after the musician's anti-Semitic, which it really wasn't, tirade, but Adidas will continue to sell the lucrative sneaker and apparel line stripped of the Yeezy name and branding. So you're going to get to keep his designs, his clothes, his merchandise, all his merch, but take his name off of it. Amazing. The company said it's the sole owner of all Yeezy line design rights for both existing and future colors and versions. Selling the sneakers under Adidas' own branding will save the company about $300 million in royalty payments and marketing fees. Wow. Going forward, we will leverage the existing inventory with the exact plans being developed as we speak, Adidas finance chief said Wednesday, Harm Ohlmeyer. The Yeezy line was a key product for Adidas, and the fallout has hurt the company, and that's a damn lie. You ain't lost no money. Because you act like people was bringing the Adidas back. Just bringing the Yeezys back. No, you just didn't make the money, maybe. It says Yeezy products generated nearly $2 billion in sales last year for Adidas, accounting for 8% of the company's total sales. Now, just wait a minute. Take that into account. His products generated $2 billion, and that's only 8% of the company's total sales? Good Lord. So then you turn around like, yeah, like we can't do math. Hold up. So you said up here, they said that they lost money, I believe. But now, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of read something wrong. Right here, they're saying that selling the sneakers under Adidas' own branding will save the company $300 million in royalty payments. Okay, I got it now. So like you. Anyway, Yeezy products generated nearly $2 billion in sales last year for Adidas, accounting for 8% of the company's total sales, according to Morgan Stanley. So damn, you got 92 more percent of the company. I wonder how much that would generate, because that's an awesome profit margin. Yeah, look down here. It says the line also helped Adidas get shelf space at major retailers and brought new customers into the stores who purchased other Adidas merchandise. Here's the money. Ending the partnership cost Adidas more than $250 million in profit and $500 million in lost revenue, the company said Wednesday. Now, wait a minute. If his products generated $2 billion in sales, and that was only 8%, but not ending the partnership is going to cost him $250 million in profit and $500 million in lost revenue, those numbers don't add up. Even altogether, that's only $750 million. But his products made $2 billion. Anyway, on Tuesday, Adidas said it was appointing a new CEO, tapping the head of Puma to succeed outgoing CEO Kasper Rorsted. Norwegian Bjorn Gulden, 57, will become CEO of Adidas next year. He will have to find ways to replace Yeezy sales and turn around the brand. Adidas stock dropped around 80% the last 2 years. That's, okay, if you believe it. He says here, it would be a mistake for Adidas to continue selling the line, said Darcy Jupp, an apparel analyst at Global Data. It should refrain from relaunching items under its own brand, as they will always be synonymous with West, and this would likely result in muted customer demand, he said in a note to clients. Which at the end of the day, these greedy ass devils, they're gonna continue to sell your merch without your name on it, and they're gonna make their money off of it. It's just a terrible thing, but you know what? It's to be expected, because these people are devils, and we can close that. These people are devils, all right, and that's an unrighteous decree. Let's just read a few scriptures here. This is Isaiah chapter 10. And verse 1, it says, "Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." And it is an unrighteous decree that you should be able to see in the language of these contracts. That's how they get you. You know, you come up with designs, you get a certain amount of payments for your designs, and then they just put their marketing and materials and all this stuff behind it. You know, very complicated contracts, but it's still an unrighteous decree. If we partners, and you're just gonna sell my merchandise, it's my design, but then after the partnership is over, you get to keep my designs. Got a problem with that. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, that they may rob the fatherless. You see, so just dealing with mainly the unrighteous decree. And let's go to Job 9:24, because our people are needy, as it goes on to say in that scripture, but it's dealing with something different. But how can they end partnerships? And as you heard from the news, they want other Spotify and by now Balenciaga and all these major brands have dropped Kanye West. How are these people able to do it, but they don't rule the world? It's because they do rule the world. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where and who is he? So the whole earth is in the rulership of the hand of someone known as the wicked. Okay? Which is none other than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. How do we know this him? Because only the white man went around covering over images, changing landmarks. He even changed certain places in the Bible to try to fit himself there as if he was the Most High. He was the son of the Most High. He's the angels. He's the holy people of the Lord. But he's been found out. That's really what's led us to where we are now. Because Kanye West dared open his mouth against the wicked. This is Habakkuk 2 verse 1. "I will stand upon my watch and will set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." And the visions now have been written down, and we're back to break down the visions and make them plain. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." You see all these Israelites waking up. You see all the animosity and excitement around the 12 tribes of Israel, around the Hebrew Israelites, right? "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." And we at the end. That's why the vision is speaking. "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, and it is going to surely come to pass." And at the end of the day, if Kanye West was smart, he would tell them to take your money and shove it, because the kingdom of heaven belongs unto us, and he will leave that world. But we'll see. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. Whose soul is not lifted up? Whose soul is not upright in him? The so-called white man Esau. He's the wicked of the whole earth. This is how you can be in a partnership with him, a business partnership. You make the designs. His end is marketing. He fires you, drops you in your partnership, keep your designs, takes your name off of it. Just like they did with so many other things. They took our lands, different lands, and took our names off of it and put their names on it. Or they left our name but replaced our faces. See that? Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And this is how we live. We live by faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine his doctrines, his policies, his philosophies, his business dealings. He is a proud man, and really not his business dealings, but his policies, his doctrines is his wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Right, this man, his desire is enlarged as hell. He heaps all people under himself, as it's going to go on to say. And wherever he comes, he brings the conditions of hell and of death. Right? He is proud. He is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home. He's always in somebody else's business in somebody else's country. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. And he's never satisfied. No matter how much money, how much gold, how much land, how much, natural resources, he wants it all. And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And this is what this devil does. He got all nationalities and different people. You go to New York City, you might not see two of the same types of people, in any block. You're just going to see a bunch of different nations. California, same thing. And other places. Just a big, and it's known as the melting pot. You got all these nations together in this gigantic melting pot. And the Lord is literally going to melt this place, and the inhabitants in the melting pot. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? See, I know you created the Yeezys, right? We like the design, but we don't like you. We're going to drop you and keep your design, take your name off of it. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And the thick clay represents debts. And America is a debt-ridden society. Okay? A little more. Shall they not rise up, Salaki, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booties unto them. Right? And that's, booty is like what? When you're looted. When all your possessions are taken away. Why though? Because that has spoiled many nations. And when you spoil nations, you take all their goods. You spoil them. Because that has spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. And that's you. You devils. You see it? So what did they do? They took Kanye West Yeezys, fired Kanye West, and kept his Yeezys.